want to show you a little bit about how to get to and navigate through iProfile. So let's go into the first week that we see it, which is week 2. If you go down to where the and this iProfile is indicated, click into and this will get you through everything that you need for iProfile for the week. So to get directly into iProfile, first of all, there's something you're going to need each week, and that's going to be the diet for the week. Every week you're going to need to put in a diet of some fictitious person. So what someone has eaten for the week, then that's going to generate reports, nutrition reports, and you're going to get asked questions for the quiz about what those reports generated. So questions about what their calcium level was or something like that. So the diet for the week is listed under diet info for the week. So this is a Word document right here, and that gives you what the diet is. If I don't know how this pops up necessarily in a PC, but on my computer for work, it pops up down here. I click on it, it pops up here in the corner, and then I click up on it and it appears in a window behind what you can see here. It looks like this. So here we have the menu for day 1, menu for day 2. They're only dealing with breakfast this week, and this week happens to be on low satiety foods. So foods that leave you hungry, basically. So then this is the information that you're going to put into iProfile. Now, to get to iProfile, there are a couple different ways to do it, but the instructions that I give you here are to click over here in Wiley Plus, then go into Read, Study, Practice, and here's iProfile right here. This is what's going to pop up before you. You can't see quite everything here, but and I, for some reason, can't move it because I'm filming, but this is what you need. So if you go into your food journal, then over here, you can start to type in foods. So we had white bread as one of the foods. I type it in, I hit search, and it brings up white bread, just white bread crumbs, white bread toasted, white bread made with 2% milk. It gives you a bunch of options. For that particular menu, you're just going to click on white bread, 2 slices, and you're going to add it to breakfast. Now for your purposes, for the quizzes, it doesn't matter what date you're going to put this in. You're going to use iProfile also for your diet project. So when you're trying to enter information in for your diet, for your own diet and then take a quiz, what I recommend doing is go back here for the diet, for the quizzes, and put it in something like, put the information in like January 5th and 6th. All you need to do is just change the date like that. And enter the data there in a date you're not going to use for your own diet tracking for the diet project. So I just entered that information here because I didn't change the date. And then if you want to add something else, I don't remember what else there was. Jelly. Grape jelly. So, yeah, jelly, grape. It's going to bring up options. Jelly includes grape. Then the interesting thing, you'll notice actually down here for purposes of your diet project, it does bring up other options of specific kinds of jelly. So if there's a particular brand, that's here. The other thing that's nice about this, I'm going to deviate from your quiz for a minute, If you have a food item that you use a lot, I am actually gluten and dairy free, so I use things that aren't necessarily in there. And so I can actually read right off the nutrient label and enter things here and then add it that way and save changes. So I call it whatever it is. I enter all of the values. Oh, I guess I have to put something in here. All right, well, beware, it won't let me add anything until I actually add data. You can change ounces, you can change your units on these. So I just wanted to make sure that you are aware of that option. I just got to have the food journal all together. So when you're done, you want to indicate what you want to actually generate reports. You can indicate the dates, select your start and end dates for your report. So I only have one day in here, so it's only going to do that day. But if I did have dates from the 20th all the way down to the 29th, or maybe I did when I was in here messing around, I did enter something on the 20th. So then it's going to generate different reports. When you're taking your quiz, you may have to look around a little bit for the information you need. Here's food journal summary, here's intake. So here it is down here. Intake compared to your DRI. So there's a variety of information here. Any of these things may be useful when you're taking your quiz. So that's all you're going to need. When it comes to your diet project, you're going to need to print these things. Some of them either in Excel or as a PDF, whatever makes more sense for whatever system you're using. I will talk a little bit more about your activity journal. This is actually runs the same way really as entering food. It is very specific. So it wants to know how much you're running, what speed you're running. You may even actually in one running event, you may have 15 minutes of running 12 kilometers an hour, but then slow down for cool down and only go a shorter, for a shorter period of time, go at a slower rate. So you might want to break it up. If you're not, if you're lifting weights, that's in here. It does differentiate between powerlifting and light moderate lifting. So those kinds of things get entered in here on the appropriate date. And then you put in time and it calculates kilocalories as well. So you're going to need that for your diet project as well. I think that will help a lot when you're done. Oh, something to note, because it's not necessarily obvious. You can only have one window of iProfile or Wiley Plus open at a time. It just won't do anything if you have more than one window open. So please be aware of that when you're working on things, to make sure you only have one window open. I don't know why, it just doesn't like it. So, and make sure you allow pop-ups, because otherwise it won't open at all. So when you're done generating your reports, you go back in here, click down here on Chapter 3 iProfile. This is where you're going to take your quiz. It opens in this venue, and then you click Next, and it'll start to ask you questions. And yes, I just gave you the answer to the first question. And there you have it. Okay? That should do it. You will have, I believe, 11 more iProfile quizzes after this. If you have any more questions, let me know.